Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you the potential of Weapon X in Battlegrounds. Now, this has taken a long time for me to make between being busy with work and also just having the time to play Battlegrounds in the metas that I wanted to get the gameplay for. So at the moment, most of these are in Victory Track. I think there's one or two that are in the Gladiator circuit for week 1 and 2. And I would try to get some for Crit Me, but I just despise the meta with a burning passion, so I'm not going to. But I do think that the Victory Track was probably the best place to showcase this, because there is an ability in Weapon X's kit that basically allows him to stay in Berserk for a very long time. So whenever the opponent shrugs a debuff, Weapon X gains a Berserk charge. Now, as you can see there, I had 23 bleeds, or however many it was, and when the node came back around, when the protection came up and shrugged everything, he gained all the Berserk charges back, which is pretty mental. And as you can see there, just one special 2 absolutely annihilated that guy. And I healed almost all of it back up from the special 3 that I ate, which is one reason I love Weapon X. You can literally just go in, go berserk, pun intended, and win. Now, these first few fights, that last Rintra fight and this Quicksilver and a couple more after this, were all stream clips, so I did this live, and I think this fight's probably the best. Just insane. Even if he'd thrown a special 3 there, I'd healed it all back up, and it would have maybe lost me 10-15 seconds. But yeah, the potential this guy has is absurd, and it's not even just for this meta. He can do fights in 30 seconds, in 40 seconds, however fast, in other metas as well. It's not just this one. Typical me throwing a heavy in midair. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do this next season as well, potentially, for Weapon X, because he is one of my favourite champs. He's probably the champ I have the most fun with in the game, and you can literally just get away with just playing brainless. There is some sort of method to it, because you do need to keep your rage charges quite high, and it's a lot easier to do that this meta than others, but he is still very viable for other metas. As you can see, the kid, I've just healed back to full from that special 3, not even worrying about the degen. And that was the last of the stream clips. So now I've got this Gallon. I think this one goes a bit upside down, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the way I like to start fights with this is to build up either 3 or 8 charges, ideally, and then heavy attack, because then I either get 16 or 18 of the rage when I'm going into Berserk, which basically just means I stay in that mode for longer regardless of what happens. Yeah, take a few extra hits here, which I definitely did not intend to do. Parry heavy, and that intercept kind of saved me a bit there. I thought that special 2 would finish him off, but not quite. Still kind of brought it back a little bit from what it could have been. Now, this is a rank 5 Cassie. This fight really surprised me. I think this one in particular is the one that kind of inspired me to do this showcase, and it's the one I used to tease the showcase coming on my community page. And Cassie has a decent amount of health as well. Now, I did get a bit lucky with her not throwing a special 3 there, but 32 seconds for a rank 5 Cassie, and she doesn't have a small health pool. I don't know, that's pretty good. And even if she did throw a special 3, I'd have just healed it all back up. And that is also showcased a lot in this video. Just me taking hits to the face and healing it all back, because that's probably one of the best safety nets in the game. Now, this Nick Fury, this is a very similar fight to how it would go in other metas. So, the main goal here is to nuke down his first life, and then with all the bleeds that you've got built up already, he'll shrug them off when he goes into second life, and that just builds up your berserk charges even more. I think I managed to stay in as well, stay in berserk for this whole thing. Apart from very end, but yeah, well, I don't know why I went for a heavy there and not just a combo, but he's down in 58 seconds. That's pretty good for 2 lives over Nick Fury. Now, I didn't do a rank 2 7-star Sasquatch. I'll be honest, I don't know why. This was another stream clip, and this was just one that I liked. Weapon X is more than capable of doing a rank 2 Sasquatch. It may take a little bit longer, and it may, when I say it may take a little bit longer, it will take longer, but it may be a little bit more sketchy, just with all the special 3s and everything, but it is definitely doable. If this is doable, then it's doable at higher ranks. And eating a second special 3. See, with the rank 2 7-star, this would probably be eating 3 or excuse me, 3 or 4 special 3s. Again, as long as you stay in berserk, there's no worry at all. I think I'll wait out a little bit here just to let that regen get me to 100%, and yeah, 65 seconds for a Sasquatch, still not too bad. Now, this and the next fight were 2 of my favourites out of this whole showcase. So first off, we've got this rank 4 Hulkling. Now, I've done this before, and this can go very bad, or I say very bad, this can go very differently to how it goes here. If he's not cooperative with specials, which he is here, it can just go sideways, but he is cooperative here. I ate a couple of hits, and I think he throws it straight away. Never mind, no he doesn't. I'm thinking of a completely different run of this, but yeah, that was pretty much as good as that gets. Another run, I think I ate a special 3 and then just did the exact same as I did there. Okay, this rank 5 absorbing man. This was an interesting one because he's obviously bleed immune at the start. I just needed to try and keep him out of Uru, and then I was good. So take him out the form there, just to get the knockdown, let him hit me. I'm trying my best to keep him out of Uru, just so that I can actually nuke this town. And the bleeds actually help me out. Eat the last hit of the special 2 there to get the Fury. Let it heal all back up by the time I'm finishing the fight, and there we go. 42 seconds. I beat a Torch versus Maul. Right, this is the one fight that I got out of the Gladiator circuit meta for week 1 and 2. Now, the only difference really is that when you knock the opponent down, they get an evade. But that also fuels Weapon X because each time the opponent evades, he gains 2 of his berserk charges, and also an unstoppable buff, which means if they hit into you into that time, then you get the Fury and also heal it back up. And it's not like taking an actual combo, you can just carry on hitting them. Yeah, eating special 3 here. And I've got that Tranquilize debuff on me, which it does fuel Weapon X, because whenever one of his bleeds fail, he gains one of the Berserk charges. And the same with the cleanse as well, whenever they cleanse a bleed. That also gives him the charges. And just one more special one here, and that's a rank 2 Mantis down in 65 seconds. That's not bad at all. Now we have this rank 2 Overseer. This guy has a lot of health. I think this is the biggest health pool in this video, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so he was very passive here. I'm just going to go in and keep heavying. I can bypass his stun immunity and his auto block from... well, that's not stun immunity. I can bypass the auto block because I'm unblockable, which is a nice little bit of utility. Bait special 2, I'm just about to lose my Berserk. Just going to go for heavy attack counters wherever I can. I think there's a little segment in here where I don't end up... or I end up blocking a few too many hits, and he just deals insane damage through my block. Yep. Now, that was completely avoidable. That was definitely avoidable, but this was still probably the fastest fight that I had against this guy, just because of playing around the auto block and going through the extra berserks. 71 seconds for about 350,000 health. Don't think that's too bad. Now, this rank 5 Spidey Supreme, this was an interesting one, because I kind of had to play it a little bit slow at the start just because of the miss. And the goal in this fight is literally just to get the fight down before that timer expires and comes back. Take a couple too many blocked hits there. Gonna let him dash in and hit me. Go for the striker. A couple of light attacks. And a special one. And that's all. That's it. 28 seconds. For a rank 5 Spider Supreme. I know he has a small health pool, but still, 28 seconds for a rank 5. That's pretty good. Anyway, this rank 5 Void next. This is the opposite, really. He has a pretty big health pool. I think it's around 250k-ish. Or 220, 230. I'm not 100% sure, but doesn't really matter. As well, Weapon X, I might be mistaken here, but I'm pretty sure he's immune to Petrify. So if Void did somehow petrify me, I'll say somehow, if he did trigger the Petrify, I think I'd just be immune. Gonna charge a heavy there, just to keep my Berserk up, and one more special one, and rank 5 Void down in 45 seconds. Now, next up, this rank 5 Mole Man. I'm not a huge fan of this matchup, honestly, just because Mole Man can block unblockable, which is kind of the main factor of Weapon X. He goes unblockable and can just keep hitting constantly just to keep his damage up. Like there, for example, he just blocked my unblockable straight up. And also I missed that first special one, which means that this fight could definitely have been faster. Blocks my unblockable again there, and luckily he doesn't throw a special 3. Even if he did, I'd heal it all back up. But luckily he didn't, and that just saved me 15 seconds-ish. But yeah, this next up, rank 5 Mojo. Now, I think I lose my Berserk in this fight, but that just goes to show that even outside of Berserk, he can still get fights down. Now, with the prompt there, I let him hit me with the first few hits of that beam and then just block the last one, just because I didn't want to dex and get the degen on me. Now, I think, yeah, I lose my Berserk here, and he's got about 25% left. So, instead of just waiting for Berserk to come back or doing anything else, I'm just going to play it as though it's just a normal fight and just carry on. Not going to worry about my berserk now. Just going to nuke him down with just basic hits. Special 1, done. Yes, 54 seconds, but I did lose berserk. Again, if you do manage to keep berserk up in that fight, that can go a lot quicker. I just didn't want to risk eating a special 3 because I would have been degened and not even healed relatively. Now, I know I showed Kindred already in this showcase, but this is an awakened one, and this is a rank 5 one. So it's about the same health pool and attack even, and the only difference is the root at the end. Now, my goal really is to try and get basic hits down to 5% and then special out of it. But I think no, I'm not going to lose it. I don't think I timed that well. About to lose my berserk here. And yeah, I don't think I get my special 1 in time. Or I do I? Oh yeah, I did. Never mind. Anyway, that's a little bit slower, but with how you should play it. Now, this one, I just wanted to show this as well, because this is probably the best run I had until it wasn't. So, start off as I normally would. Gonna heavy attack here, 16 charges, special 1. Just keep on hitting. He's throwing a special 2 straight away, which is perfect. Go for the striker, heavy attack, just to knock him down again. Throws it perfectly in time again. Try and keep my rage up. Now, throwing that special 1 there was a big mistake. That's the reason this fight didn't go as well as it could have, because now I don't have any power. And he's about to get to 5%, and I'm at 100%. This is probably going to be about a 40-second takedown, and then I just get hit and lose 40% of my health because I wasn't in berserk. So yeah, against Kindred, save a special for when he gets to 5%. Doesn't matter if it takes a bit longer, the health's much more important than time. And I've learnt that now. Next up, the spot. There's a little bit of RNG involved in this fight just because of his actual spot count itself. You don't want him going untouchable, even if it means him throwing a special 3 first. Now, I got very lucky that he didn't trigger it through that, and if he hadn't have thrown that special 3, that would have been that would have been a faster fight than that Quicksilver. I think that would have been like, what, 25 seconds? But he threw a special 3. I, for some reason, charge a heavy here. Heal back up to 4, wait for his untouchable to go away, heavy attack, and that is 47 seconds. Eating a special 3, and back to 100%. Now, this fight, I tried this at least 5 or 6 times, and I, for some reason, could not get it down, and I do not know why. So, this is my best attempt at it. And yeah, he throws a special 1, and for some reason I stand and block the whole thing. The sting burst takes off about 15%, and because it's poison damage, I'm not healing that back up. And I lose my berserk here, which is not ideal at all. Gonna wait for the poisons to drop off. And special 2, and that kills him. Now, it wasn't great, but it was probably the best attempt I had, and I just could not get that fight down. It was the same with this one. I must have tried this at least 5 or 6 times, and it got to the point where this run was good. This run was about as good as you can get against a rank 2 7-star Ebony Maw. In this meta anyway. In other metas, I'm sure you could definitely get it down, especially if you take your time a bit more than I did, but I was an idiot, went for speed. This is all going really well so far. go for, if he didn't throw his special 3 there, a combo or maybe 2 combos at most would have finished him off at 100% in like 40 something seconds. But instead I take the special 3, I let it heal me up as much as possible, but the degen took 20% of my health there, so it was a clean fight, as clean as it can get. It's just the degen and him actually throwing the special, it can screw you over. It just goes to show that not all fights like this with Weapon X are textbook. It's not always the easiest to do. Speaking of, this Chavez has some red damage on the special 2. I eat that, but I auto heal most of it back up. One thing that does really help me out as well in all of these fights is the 6-star Wolverine relic that I have. So the abilities I've got on it are the increased regen rate and increased regen duration on the 6-star. So whenever I'm taking a hit, I'm healing more percentage than I've taken. That mixed with the recovery mastery means I'm healing about 120% of the hit damage, and it lasts for 4 to 5% longer, which means I could get an extra tick out of it, which basically just means if I'm taking a little bit of red damage, that kind of compensates a little bit. Now, this is the last fight in the victory track meta, this rank 5 Jessica Jones, which, I'll be honest, I'm surprised this went as well as it did, because Jessica Jones is a really annoying defender. If I hadn't have thrown that special 1 there, I might have been able to get this down. And also, if she'd have held that for like an extra split second, I could have just got it and comboed straight after. But again, not all fights perfect with him. Best part about Weapon X is that he can make up for stuff like this with the regen. And I'm at 100%. Jessica Jones down in 59 seconds. Now, I'm just going to take the fights that I got on my first attempt with Weapon X in the Gladiator circuit meta. This is a rank 5 Rintra for Crit Me, and I will be honest, I just really don't want to play Crit Me in my own time. The only reason I've been playing in Gladiator circuit is because I'm pushing for Celestial 5, and I want to make sure that I'm secure in there. And then every time I play, I drop a load. Yeah. So I've not been playing, well, I don't want to play it because I don't enjoy the meta, but Weapon X is pretty good in this meta. As you can see there, 40 seconds for a rank 5 Rintra. Now, I do take a bit of extra damage. That is partially due to recoil, partially due to the poison reducing the healing. And it'll be the same with this Nick. I think I just take a few hits at the start, trying to get an intercept. Yep. And I'm not in Berserk, so I can't heal it back. Now, just imagine those didn't happen, and this is how the fight would go. Yeah, just imagine I didn't take all those hits. I'm hitting like an absolute train. Yes, that is partially due to recoil, but yeah, Weapon X is definitely capable of doing these fights without. It just takes probably about 15-20 seconds longer, and probably would finish with a lot more health. But yeah, that's a Nick Fury down in 44 seconds, without any bleeds, or without any bleed damage. Pretty good. This is probably the best Crit Me fight that I've had with Weapon X. There is a bit of an interaction where, yeah, you'll see it here. So for some reason that hit whiffed. Don't know why. And I just finish him before I can even heal back up. And the last fight of this showcase is this rank 2 Wiccan. Now, just while we're getting to the end of this, I just want to say I appreciate you all watching this far. If you have, I appreciate everybody tuning in to start with. I don't usually ask for this, but this did take a lot of time and a lot of effort to make. I put a lot more into this than I do in my usual videos, just because I redid a lot of the fights to try and make them perfect. if you could please share this round. I do want this to gain traction because I just want people to know how good Weapon X actually is and show that he's not just a trophy champ. So yeah, that'll do it at the end for the end of this. As I say again, really appreciate everyone watching. Thank you very much for everybody that's helped make the videos, everyone that's helped me get these fights, and Simula especially for making the thumbnail. It's absolutely incredible, I love it. And yeah, thank you very much guys. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.